Hi YouTube. So we're kind of in the last days of summer now, and I thought I would just do a vid talking about the makeup products that I have been using the most over what has called itself summer in the UK, although it hasn't been that great a weather most of the time. On the other hand, we have had a fabulous time celebrating the Queen's Jubilee and then enjoying the Olympics. So the weather has not been great, but it's still been a pretty interesting summer for most of us. The products I used, some of them were kind of surprising. Some are old and some are new. I tend not to wear foundation as much when I'm on holiday or when the weather is hot. I tend to use a skin tint or moisturiser. And this summer I've been wearing my Laura Mercier tinted moisturiser very much as usual, but I've also, in the latter part of the summer, been wearing this Liz Earle colour, which is called Sheer Skin Tint. It's an SPF 15, which isn't a particularly high SPF, so you'd need to wear another sunscreen in the summer. But what I like about this skin tint is it has a kind of luminosity. I actually admired the way a friend's skin was looking wearing it as I found out, and that was what put me onto it. I wear beige 02, which I think is the second or third lightest shade, so they're not particularly dark, the shades, I guess because Liz Earle is very fair herself and obviously creating primarily for the UK clientele. They're a good range of colours for the fairer skinned. So I have been wearing that a lot. I haven't quite decided whether I actually prefer it to the Laura Mercier tinted moisturiser, which I've been wearing for years. I'm kind of thinking that I do, but I'm still alternating the two. But I've definitely worn this a lot this summer. When I've wanted to wear foundation, I've often turned to the Burberry sheer foundation in trench number 3, which I got earlier this year and is definitely one of my favourite foundations. It is light coverage, although very buildable. I really like the consistency and I love the smell, which is quite important to me. I'm quite excited to see that they have now got another more satin finish foundation out, and I will definitely try that. Their products are pricey, but they're really quality, and I've definitely worn that a lot this summer, and I would turn to it again. As the other Burberry products, I like their lipsticks. Well, I like all their products. I wear one of their blushes as a contour ink powder rather than a blush. I wear that all year round, not so much in the summer. And I showed this in one of my haul vids. This was a special summer product, their Summer Glow. And although it looks as if I haven't touched it because the imprint of the Burberry check is still there, I have actually worn this a lot. I carry it in my handbag. Sweep over all the colours for a really pretty glow, or use the individuals just to touch up highlighting and my eye makeup. So I've used that a lot this summer. Another product that I really like that I bought earlier this year, I think in April at the airport, was a Guerlain Terracotta. I don't think I've actually seen it in the shops here, but I'm sure it must have been there. And it's this gold powder, which is very, very full on. It's called Sun in the City. And I have worn this several times a week, pretty much every week. And you can see that the embossed pattern is barely touched. The payoff is enormous. It's really, really gold. I do like shine without glitter, and that's what this is. But you do have to have a light touch. But I just like the barest dusting on a blush brush and then tapped out, so just then a tracing on cheeks and temples, I think is really, really pretty, and you could use it as an eyeshadow. You could use it on your shoulders if you're going out in the evening, legs, whatever. It was quite expensive, but as I say, I've used it a lot and barely touched it, and I think I'll probably use it a little bit at Christmas as well, but otherwise I'll definitely use it in subsequent years. By contrast, for my blush this summer, I've been turning to a really old product by Benefit, Dandelion, which I've had for a long, long time. You can see I'm finally hitting pan with this, but there's still quite a lot in there. I find it a really pretty pale pink, along with Orgasm. It's one of my favourite blushes, and I've been using it fairly steadily this summer when I haven't had much tan, so I haven't needed a deeper colour. For eye products, I've used a lot of different things, but this Chanel Illusion d'Ombre in Emerveille I have used a lot. You can see that I've patted it down quite a bit. This is the kind of gel powder formulation. I have posted about how these shrink. You do have to be really careful to screw the lid on really, really tightly, and I don't think even then it solves the problem, although the sales assistants will like to tell you that the thing's shrunk or dried because you haven't screwed the lid on tight. I think, in fact, the formulation is such that even when screwed on as tight as you possibly can, the jars are not airtight and they do spoil. But I do still like the products. This is a fantastic shade for me. If I'm having a lazy day for makeup, I just sweep this all over the eye and brow bone. It looks really, really pretty. You can use it as a base for other eyeshadow, but you're good to go with a touch of mascara or a bit of eyelining. And if I want a really slightly 80s but quite pretty look, I have been using this old Christian Dior liner in a really pretty turquoisey blue on my waterline of my lower lid. And the other shadow that I've been using when I've been a bit lazy is this Fusion Gold Metal X cream shadow from earlier this year from MAC. Again, you can see I've barely touched this, although I've used it a lot. Again, it's got quite an interesting texture. It's the silvery gold, but not too glittery highlight payoff, which looks really pretty but doesn't crease on your eye in summer. So I've liked that a lot. My favourite lipstick has been this Coral Rouge Volupte from Yves Saint Laurent. I have used that quite a bit. I've talked about this. It's a true coral, slippery textures. Some people don't like the formulation, but I love them, and I've really worn that a lot. I love nail polish, and I've worn a lot of different ones all summer. Probably the one I wore most, particularly at the beginning of the summer, was this holiday one from Chanel. I bought all three of their summer collection. The other two are golds, which I haven't worn as much, although I like them all. I've worn this a lot. It looks really pretty on toes and fingers. It's sort of orangey red. Surprisingly for me, because I don't normally like pastels or primary colours, I've worn this blue by Nails Inc a few times, partly because it's incredibly long wearing, kind of fitted in with some of the Jubilee themes, and I have worn it a lot. I'd probably be putting it away now for this year. And another Nails Inc one that I got a few weeks ago and have been wearing consistently since is this Wardell Muse, which looks sort of lilac with a gold shimmer. It doesn't apply very strong on its own, but what I like to do is paint it on over something else. I've got navy blue on here with one coat of this Wardell Muse. Gives a glitter, but it's not got a glitter texture, if you know what I mean. So it's actually quite easy to remove. It's like a dusting rather than a grit. which I really like. And then my perfumes, I wear a lot of different ones, but I've really been liking these Aqua Allegorias from Guerlain. I got this mini scent. There was mini set of little bottles of scent. There's one is a lily, which I think is that one. No, that one. A Herba Fresca, which is a sort of greeny scent, and a grapefruit one, which I've worn a lot, and I gave one of the other little ones away. I have got a big size, actually, of, I think it's mandarin and basil, which I bought last Christmas, actually as a present for somebody else, and then kept it myself. I haven't worn the big one as much, but these are really nice to pop in your bag and freshen up with. So those have been my summer picks that I've worn fairly consistently this summer. Time to put them away now. Really looking forward to wearing some of the fall collection and getting out some of my old favourites for autumn and winter, and finding out what my favourites are for the next season. See you soon. Bye.